Okay, we're going to open the meeting March 15th. Open session public meetings are subject to being videotaped. Your image and voice may be recorded. We're meeting with Holly, our COA director, and here to discuss how to help her in her job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to start, Holly? Or
Sure. So I had reached out basically just to let everybody know at the same time how my transition in the last 6 months have been going and what I've been doing. And I've hit some roadblocks, as a lot of people are aware. But with that, I've tried to keep myself busy doing other things. But one of the things that has really impacted is the fact that I feel like I do a lot of work that has been asked of me, but then it quickly comes to where it's not accepted or approved, or in some cases kind of thrown away. So I just wanted to make sure that people are aware that I've kind of started to attach myself to other groups and departments and things like that in town since I've been here. So one of them being 19 Carter Street, trying to collaborate ideas with her and work off of that. Still always circling back to the Council on Aging and what is important for the Berlin seniors. And I've also been trying to work with the Berlin Seniors Group in town, and they've been a wealth of knowledge, and I think they're a fantastic group, and I'm hoping that I can collaborate and get all groups together. But I just feel like I need some assistance on getting everyone on the same page. I want to make sure people understand that I'm not looking to step on any toes or even take any positions or tasks away from anybody. I just simply want to learn how everything is done, in case for some reason I actually have to do those things. But I can't, I feel like I'm at a roadblock right now because I don't feel like I'm able to give the Berlin seniors and the town what I need to give them, because we haven't quite figured out how to work together yet, and I need assistance with that.
Okay. Do you want to share, or?
Well, I had drafted the letter that I had sent over to both of you, and I think, part of what we need to do is do some things to make sure that Holly is brought into the loop. And I think finances are a good place to start. Mm-hmm. Making sure that she has the ability to sign off on things. I actually thought of another idea. I'm thinking that pretty much any bill from COA should at least have Holly's initials on it, or any reimbursement should have Holly's initials on it, so that we know that it's gone through her, so that she knows. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's got to manage the budget, so right. She has to be able to see all of that stuff.
And is there anything in the job description that?
Oh, she's supposed to be administering the budget. Right.
I didn't bring a copy of it, that's why. But administering the budget, then I agree.
Administers annual departmental budget with COA approval. So
right.
In order to administer it, she's got to be able to see everything that is
agreed
coming and going. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was one of the things. The other thing is she's supposed to be managing the Council on Aging transportation system. So I think we really need to make sure that all hires go through Holly. I think folks were just hired and you haven't even met them, right?
No, I didn't know that they were.
Yeah. I think all hires need to go through Holly. And if they aren't, then, June or whoever pushes back and says, I'm sorry.
Yep.
And this just gives her a little bit of teeth to the position to make sure that everything is funneling the way it should.
Yeah.
I think the van policies and procedures, I think that it's up to us to approve those. Okay. I think those are town liability, and we really need to be in charge. And that doesn't mean that we unilaterally say do this, but it means that we need to protect the town. And I talked to Boylston, and their policies, I think you modeled after Boylston's.
Boylston and Clinton.
Pretty much Clinton's are the model for everybody's, and then Boylston just tailored after theirs. So I think we can take a closer look at those policies. I have copies of both that I will forward, and I will, take a look, and we can all take a look and make suggestions. But I think that needs to happen here.
from us.
I don't
Okay.
think that's something that the Council on Aging.
So what does
should
it say in the job description about approval of those policies?
Well, if
Is it Holly? Is it us?
well, I
Or
think
it's administratively, is it us?
I think administratively it's us because policies and procedures for something like that go back to liability,
Right. Well, and to begin.
and we need to protect the town.
Correct. Of course I'm taking notes. See?
Wow, okay.
Uh-huh.
Right. So just if I could interrupt. So I remember like when you interviewed me initially, one of the things that you had mentioned was that Berlin needed policies and procedures, and that was one of the first things that I did, because there are things that worry me, and I worry about our drivers, and I worry about the passengers that are going in because we don't have anything in place, and. Again, that worries me, and a lot of people call me up and they ask me questions, and I don't really have the answers, and that's one of the things that I was telling Lisa, that it's, I want, when somebody calls me and asks a question, I want to be able to have an answer, right?
I mean, and the policies that you've written, I think, are dynamite. They're spot on. You put them out for, hey, got any feedback? So as things are constantly changing around us,
Right.
you need them so that you're on vacation, somebody steps in, it's the same way.
Right.
It's, and I'm sure for years we've operated without them, but now's the time, you're here.
Right.
This is why you were hired. Tighten. You're not here to micromanage.
Right.
Or helicopter manage. It's just, as Lisa said, it's to protect the town.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4. And no one can come back and say, I didn't know.
Right.
And it also protects the drivers, and it
Yes.
protects the people
Yes.
on the bus. I
Yep.
mean, it protects everybody
Right.
to have
Correct.
procedures.
And have you spoken to anybody at Maya or no?
Well, Maya's been involved in this off and on. I can't remember. Did we?
Is she the lawyer?
No, that's the insurance
Who's
agent.
Maya again?
Maya?
Our insurance
Oh.
company.
We did send an email
did.
out.
And we got something?
Yeah, they responded back, basically restating that we definitely need to have
Yeah.
something in place.
Okay, that's what I'm
Yeah.
looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. So it would be, again, like Lisa said, up to the town to kind of, if there's any other edits that you feel that are necessary to be put into those, but she did agree that they need to be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can certainly, if necessary, we can phase them if that has to happen, so that we're not like clobbering people at
Overload.
once. But I think they need to happen.
Agreed.
And that's another reason that hires need to run through Holly, so that we can make sure that when somebody is hired, they are aware of the policies and procedures.
Well, and I think that there should be a training, because I can't find anything where there's ever been any training for any of the drivers. And you can just do an online one right through mass.gov. They have some that just tell you, what you should be looking at, when you're going to pick up people. The MCOA has a couple of things online that, I can refer the drivers to go and read up on, just so they're knowledgeable.
Right.
So,
So in all the policies that you put together, is there, and you don't have to answer this now, but is there like a hierarchy kind of building on what Lisa said, to say if you've got 10, you'd like these 3 to go by insert date here, this one to go by insert date here?
yeah, I mean, we
Is there
can
a flow?
we can definitely pick it apart and figure out what's most important to start, so, we can just kind of, have it flow nice.
Yep.
Yeah, we could definitely
Okay.
do that.
Is this in a format that can be sent, or do we need to look at it again?
What do you mean?
All
Are we
the
gonna-
policies?
No, the letter that you had sort of drafted.
I mean, it needs to have the town logo.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that stuff put on it. It's essentially there. Like I said, I would add that anything needs to have her initials at least on it, because that wasn't in there. That was something I thought of after I sent it.
Okay.
I do like
we
that.
also need to, we do need to talk to June. I've talked to once again, the Boylston COA director, and she actually does sign bill schedule is under $200, so I know it's possible, and I did run that by June, and she was gonna talk to them, but we need to make sure that that's all set with her before we can proceed with this.
Okay.
Any of the policies, do we need to run by personnel? Just loop them in,
It
maybe
would
for an
make-
extra set of
It would
eyes?
make sense. Let's get something, look at Holly's, see if there are any changes that we think need to be
Okay.
made, and then we can run them by personnel also.
All right.
Um, Yeah, and I would also, I think it might be just helpful, and it doesn't actually make sense to me that COA has to sign Holly's payroll. I think it would be a lot easier if that was in our stack of,
June bills?
yeah. I'm not sure if that's possible once again, but I think it would just be easier for everybody if that's the way it, I mean, because we're here every Monday, we sign things every Monday, and there's a lot of scrambling around to try to get everything done, I think, on everybody's part. So if we can make things easier, that
Right.
would be,
So after this letter goes out
yep.
and nothing changes,
Well, I think if we give Holly, if we say you're not going to get a reimbursement, you're not going to get, unless it goes through Holly, that's a good start, because that gives her, once
Yeah.
again, that gives her teeth. I'm sorry, you can't hire anybody or pay anybody
Right.
unless it goes through Holly.
Yeah, at our last agenda meeting, there were things mentioned that I had I literally sat there just like somebody else watching. I had no idea
Yeah.
about things.
You have to leave it open a crack. Leave it open a crack so people know they can come.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
and that's not fair to you.
No, I can't, I don't feel like I've been able to do my job, because I haven't known everything.
Right.
And it's not for a lack of trying.
I know.
Yeah.
And we're
it's also-
appreciative that you came before us. I mean, and that means a lot. That kind of shows your heart that you're in it for the right reason, and that's why you're still here, and
Right.
that's why we picked you. Yes,
And
so
the
thank you.
the town is paying for Holly to do
Correct.
a job, so we need to make sure that she's doing
Can
the
do her job.
Can do the job that we're paying her to do. It's not.
Okay.
I just had one quick thing that I promised a resident that I would ask. I was approached yesterday when I was at 19 Carter, and one of the residents wanted to know if they would be allowed, if they had a driver that we got quarried, to do van rides the 2 nights of the town meeting. I don't know if my drivers would be able to drive it at night. I haven't spoke with them yet.
Yeah.
I plan on doing that at the next agenda meeting, but I just wanted to, I felt like this is kind of something I should run by you guys too. But there was a request that this resident would try to find a couple of drivers, 25 or older, Cory checked, to pick up seniors if they wanted to go to the town meeting that night, and drive the van. I thought it was a great idea. I think that's what the van should be utilized for, especially for town meeting. But I just wanted to bring that up here first, and I plan on talking to them at the agenda meeting next week.
Yeah. You would be hiring new people?
No,
for
no,
this, or
just somebody
the same?
just somebody to use that would drive those 2 nights of the town meeting.
volunteer.
A volunteer, yeah. If our drivers couldn't do it.
Okay.
Because I'm not even sure, I mean, George is our main driver, but I'm not even sure if he's able to drive at night. I really haven't spoken to him about those kind of things.
Yeah.
But I just thought, I mean, we don't use the van in the evening.
Right.
So I just thought it was a fantastic idea.
No, I think as long as you're following the policies
Right,
that we
yeah.
have, then I don't see an issue with that.
Are there any policies you need to get before us so we can make this happen?
Well, other than the Cory check, I don't see what else. I mean, maybe I don't know if I can pull a driving record. I don't even know if we do that for our own drivers, if we pull a driving record.
We brought that up. I don't think
Yeah,
we do.
that's not
I think we
I don't
can,
think we
but
do, but I
do.
think
We should.
police chief
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
be
Yes,
able to do
yes.
that for
Okay,
you.
so I mean, so we can add the Cory check and the driving record into it before we just lend out the van to anybody, assuming our drivers don't want to do it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and I know several of them go to town meetings, so
Right.
it may be something that.
Well, she mentioned, she's like, wouldn't it be cool if we could drive over to Northbrook and just do one stop, everybody piles in and everybody leaves? Or if somebody's on the other side of town and can't go. I just thought it was a great idea.
Yeah.
And to
Yeah.
encourage,
And I know that communities
participation.
like Acton and some of the others do actually use their vans that way.
No, I thought it was a great idea, but I wanted
It's
to
a
bring
great
it to you too,
suggestion.
yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
So I
Now,
think that's it.
Is
For
there
me.
anything else that we can do
Mhm.
that would help? Do you have any ideas about what we can do to help integrate you better into the
I just
process?
don't know. I don't know if there's policies and procedures as far as because I'm the first person to come into this position, and all of the commission members have a little bit of piece in all of everything that makes the COA go around in circles.
Right.
If we should in place policies and procedures for departments such as mine, to have to collaborate with the commission members if they work like this. Do you know what I mean? Given an expected time frame for, say, whoever is in charge of Meals on Wheels, or who's ever in charge of scheduling, or any of those things where they are supposed to report to me and give me data or notes or something, because right now I only learn about it at the agenda meetings. And if there's and most recently Beverly Baldwin, who was in charge of Meals on Wheels, was ill, but I had no idea. So, and had I known that, I would have definitely reached out and helped, or at least tried to figure out what was going on. So again, that's just my biggest concern, that something's going to happen and then I'm going to be expected to jump in and I won't know how to do it. So I don't know if we need to put in some kind of policy that,
That they
if a
report
department,
to you.
right,
Yeah.
That they, like on a regular basis.
on a regular basis,
Or-
weekly.
This is the one that, I put in about communications and running things through. This is the one I don't know how to enforce.
Yeah.
I don't, we can ask, I don't know how to enforce it, other than say if you don't,
Yeah, I don't know, but it is,
But
if
they're
it's in
going
there,
to.
they should do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
I'm just saying that the others are easy enough to enforce because we
Right.
have a gatekeeper. We have June who needs to gatekeep those. That one is hard to gatekeep.
Correct. Agreed.
So we try,
Yep.
and then if it's not working, then
We'll come up
we
with a
come
plan
back to
B.
the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we should check in again.
Yes.
Within a reasonable time frame.
I did want to ask you a question. Are there expectations when somebody is on a board or a committee or a commission for them to appear at a certain amount of agenda meetings?
There isn't anything.
So if you have an
in
absent
policy
commission member-
about that, I don't
Okay.
believe, but,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Mostly we just ask that they're breathing.
well, I mean, but you need the help of these
Oh,
people, and if they're
seriously,
not
yeah.
coming to
That
the
was awesome.
meetings,
Volunteers,
then-
Right.
I know.
You get, some are
Some are spot
crazy
on and some are-
enthusiastic, some
yeah.
show up at that one time that you really need them,
Right.
some.
Well, and I ask because I also work for the town of Princeton, and sometimes we have commission members that show, and sometimes we don't. But it's nice to get feedback from everybody, because that's why those slots are there. And now I've been here for 6 months, and there's some people I've only seen once.
You
So-
may want to just reach out to them, whether it's by a letter or
Right.
in person, and just say, "Are you interested in continuing?"
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just didn't know if there was any expectations of people once they join a board, how many times that
Yeah, some
they show up.
towns do have
And
those
I
kind of
think,
policies,
okay.
but we don't have one, I don't
Okay.
believe.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I can definitely, I know a lot of our commission members don't use email, so I know you do have to make the phone calls and things like that.
Yeah.
And I know, excuse me, George in the past has told me, he'll go to people's homes and talk and stuff like that. But for me, I don't really live in town, so it's a little harder for me to do that. But I was just asking, because
Yeah.
I wanted to know how to go forward with that.
I think you could probably reach them by phone even. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and keep us in the loop, as
Yep.
Lisa said. We'll do anything and everything that we can to make sure that you're successful, and obviously the seniors in town are taken care of.
Right.
Because we're all going to be there one day. We're going to need a bus. We're going to need a bus to pick us up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess that's it for now.
Yeah. So after, obviously, we'll need to sit with June when she comes back, but after this goes out, it might make sense to try to set up a meeting with each of the people who are in charge of something, just
Right.
to sort of lay the groundwork.
Okay.
Let us know when that meeting is. Maybe one of us can come at least.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and send us a list of like all the policies and procedures, kind of like when you in order of priority.
Yep.
When they should go, what makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay, yep.
And then we can plop them on an agenda and,
Yep, no, that's a
so
great
they be.
idea. I like
And
that.
then send them
Yep.
to personnel and,
yep,
Yeah.
give them an extra set of look and then be done.
Okay, sounds great. Should this, where I just brought up the fact that somebody was interested in using the van for Berlin needs, is that something that I could throw into, if
into the policy?
into a policy and procedure, or a policy or availability, or whatever we want
If
to
you
call
need
it?
to add something, I would think you could.
Absolutely.
Well, because what happened is a few months ago when the tragic fire happened in Shrewsbury and the firefighter passed away, the fire department requested to use the van, which of course they did. And I think that it's just a great tool that we have, and why not utilize it in those kind of sorts of ways for the town of Berlin.
Right. Yeah,
So,
if you
okay.
think there's something that needs to be added, other than what's in it,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Very good.
can run it by
Awesome.
us.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
So you gonna play ball and Grafton this year?
Oh, no.
Look at you. No.
No, we play in Leominster.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And I've been playing since I was 18. I started in Holden.
Okay.
And then I did Hubbardston, and now we're in Leominster, co-ed. I think this is going to be my last year, and then I'm going to slowly maybe do bocce. I don't know, something a
It's
little less.
easier. It's easier and it's less dangerous,
I know.
especially for Lindsay where she's on the mound and she wears the masks and
I
I
know.
see the balls that come off the bat and I'm thinking, it's why I gave up pitching.
And you get these 300-pound gentlemen that, that will try to hurt you. Doesn't matter if you're a female or not.
Okay.
So thank you
Still
very
have
much.
nightmares about dodgeball in high school. I still have nightmares about that.
Dodgeball, so when
Ooh.
this was the elementary school, the front door, which is really kind of not the front door anymore, where it was all cement, and they had an overhang, and so that's where we'd line up to go back in. That's where we played dodgeball.
That's
so
funny.
you had the cement wall
Right, yep.
right behind you with the kids that had that awesome red ball. I don't know how we survived,
Yeah.
but
Well, they still play it in the gyms, but they don't do it with the cement ball. But I remember I did the same thing when I was little.
oh yeah, and you'd run like here was the line, and 20 of you would charge the line
Yep.
with the ball and just.
And then if you were standing too close to the cement wall and a ball hit in the back and then hit you this way.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was really good at dodging, so I was always the last one left. So you'd have all of these people just like,
Gearing at you.
Yeah, they'd like coyotes. They would just like figure out what's the angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I didn't
you
play
guys just played with
dodgeball.
one ball?
Well, out here we did.
Oh, because ours had multiple balls. So
Oh, in
you'd
the
have
when-
like,
Oh, when we played, well, not in the gym, but the First Parish Church. When we had kindergarten there were multiple balls flying all
Yeah.
over the place. Yeah.
That's funny.
This is when
horrible
kids
game.
were kids and, when
Horrible
we
game.
could survive. Yeah.
It really is a horrible game.
It's a
and
horrible
my
game.
son's school, in middle school in Sterling, they actually have a tournament, and the kids get to pick teams and stuff like that. And all the school goes to watch everybody get pounded. Everybody goes.
Yeah, but it's kind of like Red Rover. You'd pick the weakest link and try and
Strangle them.
Did you ever play Red Rover?
Yeah, I think I did.
When you put your arms out and you got to try to break through.
Yeah, and you'd say Red Rover, so we'd all be linked hands. Send Holly right over. And she would just run full speed.
And you get clothesline.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you, Miss Holly.
Thank you very
Good
much.
to
Have
see
a
you.
nice weekend.
Keep rocking on.
Thank
Appreciate all you do.
Thank you very much.
All right, I had a couple other things I just wanted to run by you. See you later, Holly.
Bye, Holly.
Bye.
All the emails about Whitney Estates. Did you have anything you want to share about that, or?
Loop in
I
Amy.
think it does have to go to the
Unloop Amy.
ZBA, because
Okay.
I really think it does reside with them,
I mean, I think
just so they know what's,
I can forward it, but I'm not sure if it will get there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure that Lynn checks email.
she responded right back that one night I wrote her an
Yeah, I
email.
know, she did.
So maybe she's looking where.
I will, I can do that.
Okay.
I'll
Or
probably put it
even
on
if-
Monday's agenda too, just
Yeah.
as an
So it's out
update.
Or
there.
even to maybe, no, they don't meet this Wednesday, do they? They just met.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah,
I-
I think she needs to be looped in, just so she knows where this stands.
Okay. And then Jim's request for town council for the,
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Do we vote? Make a motion, make a vote?
mhm.
I think Brian was already working on that with
Yep.
Chief Z, so he should,
Okay.
yeah,
But do we make it
be in the
formal?
loop. Yeah.
I make a motion to allow fire to meet with town council.
To forward their issue to
Correct.
town council, yes. All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Did you all read the letter that was drafted? Did you help with that letter for capital planning?
I did not.
I thought that was on Monday's agenda.
It was on Monday. It,
Oh, maybe it is.
That's on Monday's
So
agenda.
Yes.
we can wait till Monday if you'd like.
okay.
All right.
And then the only one item that I have was the concern, which I think kind of got forwarded over to Leanne, was the letter from Dennis regarding water testing for the Capes of
School.
Berlin.
Oh.
Do we know where that is? Because there were a bunch of us on it, and then I asked who was taking it, and somebody said, check with Leanne, and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
not the proper
Well,
response,
I
but
think it's enforcement though, which does fall under building, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be zoning
No, it'd be
enforcement?
ZBA.
Well,
I
yeah,
think.
but building enforces for ZBA.
Okay.
Right.
ZBA doesn't do enforcement.
I'm not sure if
The building
ZBA was
department
copied
does.
on that, though. Do you remember?
I don't know, but that sounds like something else that maybe they should be looped in on.
ZBA?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I can, I'll check the list of who was on it and just forward it back out to ZBA and Leanne and just see who has any information, just so that there's follow-up
Yeah.
on it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's all that was on my list.
Me too. You have anything?
Just, Marty has asked that maybe we send out another note, seeing if anybody needs specific photos. We had given him permission to do the photos of
Mhm.
town, and he's wondering if, as he's doing that, there are ones that folks might specifically want. So he asked that our office send out a, hey, is there anything that you specifically need, sort of email. I think it was done once before and nobody responded, but he thought it might be worth doing it again.
Okay.
There any specific group to target?
I think capital planning they need floor plans. I don't know if they need photos, so that
Mhm.
would be one. I'm not sure if there's anybody else.
So blast it to just all the department
Just all
heads?
yeah, to see whether there's, or even like, maybe rec needs pictures of the fields, or
Yeah.
it could be anything really.
Okay.
Um,
Do you want to do that, Peg, or?
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right.
And actually, I had sent a note to Mary at some god-awful hour last night for week after next, to see if this room was open, if we can't find a room for rec committee to build a little more momentum with our Easter egg hunt.
Oh.
We're getting there. You know what? More people are coming up. Oh, crap, that's what I forgot to ask Jim. Lady came up and said, I'll be your Easter bunny. So I was going to ask Chief Kincannon if we could have like the Easter bunny arrive in a truck.
Oh.
So I'll send him an email, but, okay. That would be a good opportunity if we can pull that off, to have Marty come down and take pictures of.
Just let him know. He normally comes to town functions and just takes photos because he likes
Yeah,
to
if he
take
knows
photos.
about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Put him in
Okay.
the loop.
And if he can do work off, he's always
Yeah.
really happy to do work off. For
Mhm.
different
Does he
events.
do fishing derby pictures too?
I don't know about.
I bet
fishing
he
derby.
does.
Okay,
I bet he does.
because that's a huge event.
Yeah.
All right.
And sort of on that same note, I think I may have been talking to Marty this too. We were wondering if it might be fun to see if we could have a town curator for this building who rotates photos, who maybe talks to the elementary school about bringing in pictures that the kids have done,
Mhm.
who takes care of the glass display case
Yeah,
down there,
yeah.
that sort of thing, just to perk up town offices a little bit, because
Well,
it's kind
something-
of sterile.
Yeah, I mean, maybe changing things.
Rotating things
Yeah.
in and out, and getting like I was down in I was over in Hudson in their town hall, and they have things from the kids
Yeah.
and from that really sort of cheer the place up a bit.
Yeah,
And I don't know if we can get a volunteer for that, but I thought it might be something nice to try.
yeah.
Who does it now?
Nobody. Those pictures have been up there. I think Walter put those up.
Oh, the pictures on the wall?
Yeah, a really long time
But
ago.
even
right?
even if it was just the glass display cases,
Yeah.
Who's got the key? Is it locked? Or can anyone open it?
I don't know. if
For
Mary
as many
has a
times
key.
as I've walked by it, I've
Well,
never
it's-
noticed if
it's
there was
still
a...
got the old highway barn stuff in it, right? Is that-
Probably.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was another
you might
thing.
want to make another announcement Monday
Yeah.
if we're looking for a volunteer for that.
Yeah,
Okay?
Cool.
because really, we could do all kinds of things that would make it cheerful.
Oh, God, yeah, and bring everybody in. Yep.
But you'd need to have somebody who's doing it consistently, or a group
Correct.
of people who are doing it
Right.
consistently.
Well, it's kind of like the email that I sent out last night when I saw the T-shirts for Earth Day. And it's like, oh, maybe not now, but yeah, can we have a contest? Somebody designs a shirt. So you have Earth Day, you sell the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And even, I mean, Marty's photos are in color and beautiful. It would be nice to have some of those up on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And even downstairs, too, when people come in to go.
Might be nice if there's pictures out there on the wall of certain areas of town, having
Yeah.
Marty's beside it, so it's
Yeah.
present and past or
Well,
something.
I think
don't know.
that's why it came up, because he's going to be taking all those photos.
Yeah.
He's
We gotta
gonna
use
have
'em,
all
right.
kinds of photos. So wouldn't it be nice if we could just enlarge some of them and frame them and put them on the walls?
Yeah,
Okay.
Um,
All right, I'll plop that in
Because
the
black
notes.
and white is, it's nice, but it's not really. Yeah.
You don't see it after a
Yeah.
while if it doesn't change.
Yeah.
no, you don't.
You just walk right by.
When I got here, Holly was standing there looking at the bulletin boards too.
We've already
And I
gone
said,
there.
I don't
We've
know if we
done
want
ours.
even
You know
want to go
what?
there.
Yeah, been there, done that. Shot down, cut off at the knees. Yeah. No. No, and let me think about it. No. Okay. All right,
All right,
cool. I'll get these notes together and get them back out.
okay. All right. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.